Are we live? Welcome. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first late night business AI podcast where we just talk about AI. It's late at night. I'm not going to be on camera. It's just a podcast. Just throw me on in the background. Let me help you go to sleep because we all know we're all suffering from anxiety. So at the end of the day, we're like, yo, I just need a podcast just to put something on in the background while I do dishes, while I do laundry, while I chill in the backyard, grab some wine, just relax. Because tonight, our topic, we're going to just be hanging out. We're going to be talking about AI at the end of the day. I'm just going to do a recap. We have our business event almost every day from like Monday through Saturday. So today we had at 10 a.m. So if you don't know, every Saturday at 10 a.m., I host a free business AI training webinar. I take all the new updates about AI. I give you a great presentation if you never used ChatGPT or AI and don't want to know how to get the most out of it. Then this is the webinar. Each webinar is different. I'm always updating new content based on people that come and they ask some great questions. I'm like, dang, I didn't even think about that. So I'm going to do a recap today. We're just going to be hanging out for the next hour live on YouTube. I don't even know if I could get comments on. This is completely informal, but it's a new thing that I want to start doing. Oh man, I forgot how to get the live, hold on, live streaming. Oh, I have a bookmark. Dope. By the way, I am a computer expert, and AI business podcast, live streaming. Okay. There should be a way to get comments. Oh, and we got the chat. Nice. Yo, look at this. Nice. We live streaming. We got the live chat. We got the awesome microphone. Let me turn my gain down a little bit. Oh my gosh. Okay, cool. So, at the end of the day, look, I'm not meant to be on camera. I'm just a podcast host. Let my voice put you to sleep, even if we're talking about AI. So if you're on YouTube, we're going to be doing this every night. It's a new thing I'm going to be starting. It's the AI podcast. We're just going to talk business. We're going to talk podcasts. We're going to talk about the new AI economy. I'm going to show you some crazy things online so that you can stay up to date. We're just hanging out. It's informal. I got some cool things, especially on my YouTube channel. Like, we're going to go actually for my Instagram channel. Everything's on YouTube. I'm not going to be bothering with Instagram Live, honestly. It's a waste of time. I've tried different like audiences and stuff. So check this out. This is my Instagram. If you're not following, don't be a loser. Follow, learn, grow. I post some dope stuff there. Yo, we're at 498 followers. My thing has been growing just on AI content, and my most popular post people have been asking for is ChatGPT plugins that have pre-made plugins. Like, that is super dope. Like, super grateful. We are putting. Oh, look at this course right here. I don't want to get copyright. But oh my God, we have over 300. It's not even 332. No. It's not even three. That was this morning. We had 332. If you're not in the ChatGPT course, you need to sign up for the ChatGPT course free. It's link in bio. How many people do we have? Look at us, 337. We have 337 entrepreneurs, business owners, and marketers all learning ChatGPT in this free course. That's the whole thing, is I'm trying to spread awareness through education, because if you ain't got the skills, you won't be able to pay the bills. That's so stupid. But no, it's on a serious note. Like, okay, so that was actually, shout out to Gaton. He introduced me to Perplexity. Shout out to Nancy. You can read these comments. She turned her 8-hour workday into a 4-hour workday, working smarter, not harder, using AI ChatGPT. Here's 2024 class graduation. Look at all these students. Look at all these reviews too. I am so proud of my students, and everyone's giving 5-star reviews. They love the course. It's free. Link in bio. Also, link will be down in the description. It's a free course. Enter your email, and you get a free 45-minute crash course. This is the best, not only ChatGPT, but how to do prompt engineering. But my introduction is just to get you using these AI tools so that you can start using them in your business, especially if you're a professional. This will help you get your promotion, help you work smarter, not harder at the end of the day, because I know if you're a 9-to-5er, you are burnt out. You have mountains of work to be done and you dread the Mondays. Look, I get it. So that's why you need to learn these AI tools so you could turn an 8-hour workday into 1 hour. I remember the day, we're gonna get nerdy. When my first 9-to-5 job, my first 9-to-5 job was a lot of data entry, and I was like, I don't want to do data entry all the time. All I do is take data from one website, put it into another website, because they had two apps that you had to interact from the website, and then I had to put it also in an Access database, and I was like, this is stupid. Why isn't there a computer program that does this work? And it's very repetitive. This is office work, all these white collar work. And I was like, I don't know how to do programming. I don't know how to I'm not a software developer. This was my first job. I was like, so my first job, okay, we're gonna get nerdy. My first task for my job was in Excel. And if you master Excel, you are a guru. Like everyone at the company that uses Excel, every company uses Excel. They all need more insight and more data analyst skills. So I learned how to automate what took this lady 5 hours to take data from one spreadsheet and put it into a format that she could eventually just send down to the printer. And I was like, wait a minute, this is stupid. You're just copy pasting, and you just have to make sure it looks in a specific format for the output for the printer. I was like, if I just make some reference cells in Excel so that when you enter data in one main sheet, it will copy paste that data into 5 other sheets. I know I don't have an example of that basically right now, but actually, well, yeah. We're gonna get nerdy. Because on this podcast, I am a tech expert, not only tech expert, AI expert. So look, at the end of the day, she was like, put your name here. So if we do form name equals Jonathan, awesome. And then they would have pages, or she would have to manually write out a page that looks like this in Excel format that had the information. And it was just like, look, over here in this random location, we want their name. And then you had to input their name right here, so it's printed on a specific, when you print it out, it had to match the actual paper, special paper that they use. I was like, wait a minute, if you just go equals and then reference that sheet here and then press enter, I'm like, wait a minute, on sheet 2 that matches this layout of like awesome documents and then company name, whatever, XYZ company. You guys are gonna get super nerdy with me. Oh my god. And I was like, if you print this, you go file, print. Where's the print? There it is, print. And it just had to match. You hide the cells and it had to match that because they had their own printer paper, whatever. And I was like, she was handwriting the name 7 to 10 times for each of the sheets. And I was like, wait a minute, what if you make a form? And this became awesome one-time form that you just entered the name there. And if I change the name to Jack for the next month or whatever, then it would automatically, for all the other pages, change the name to Jack automatically. And I was like, that was my first computer program. And I was like, oh my god, I just took 5 hours of white collar work that they're paying me. What are they paying me? They're paying me 1, 2, 3 divided by 20. They were paying me $33 an hour for, and I was like, wait a minute, I just took that 5-6 hour job down to 1 hour. Not even 1 hour, it was 10 minutes to fill out the form on this awesome spreadsheet computer program that I created. And I'm like, wait a minute, computer programming and learning how to use computers and software and apps and master these apps can actually save you hours of day. And then of course you sandbag, of course, like at the end of the day they're paying you by the hour, so you sandbag the fuck out of that job. And you're like, you go watch YouTube. There wasn't YouTube back then, but you would go read a book or go do something else and pretend that you're working, go learn some more skills. So then I was like, yo, learning computers and being a programmer may be something there. But then, so take it a step farther, because then they're like, no, we have apps where you're taking data from one app and putting it into another website, copy paste from one tab to another tab. And I was like, wait a minute, there should be a computer program that should be able to do what I do if I replicate the keyboard commands and then my mouse, move mouse here, copy paste this, command V here, command C for copy, command V for there. And I was like, wait a minute, there must be a computer program. Oh, but they had proprietary software. They had software that you couldn't install any software. You couldn't, the IT was just like, no, we're not installing Python. We're not going to allow you to install Python on the computers. And I was like, but wait, Python could automate everything. Because there's like, if you don't know, I'm going to go to Amazon.com. Yo, shout out if you guys are nerding out about this. Like, you're going to learn more in an hour from here than an entire college education. So Python, no, it's automate the boring stuff with Python. So what I recommend everyone doing is their first computer, like you definitely, so okay, get this, with like everyone's with AI, and they're like, man, AI and Claude, I could write a computer program and I don't know I don't have to know how to code. And I'm like, no, dumbass, because we cuss on this channel. You have to learn how to code. This was there was 3 ways within the last like 8 years that have completely changed the game that you had to upskill yourself in order to survive. The first game was software. There's a name, software is eating the world. Okay. This is a great article. It came out in 2011. You need to read this article. It's about how software was pretty much eliminating and automating every low level and entry level job was just completely through software. That's when we got a bunch of business apps that automated things. We got a lot of like no code software and stuff like that. So there was the first wave where you had to learn how to code. So those people that learned how to write Python programs completely automated most of their job. They took an 8-hour job and it became not even 10 minutes. Like, that was the first superpower that you had to gain. After you gained that superpower, then the next thing, some of the companies, if you got crafty, they're like, no, we don't want to install Python. You have to do everything manually. And you're like, but I'm a software developer. I do shit with software. And they're like, no. So then you get crafty and you install auto hotkey because you're working on a shitty, yes, we're gonna cuss here, a shitty fucking Windows system, because most companies want to run their business on Windows. Jesus effing Christ, why would you make your employees suffer with the Windows computer? So the difference between public companies and like companies that have no competition, they use Windows. They have zero competition in trying to innovate, so they just buy a Windows license and think they're doing great because it's a business app. It's not. When I first worked in San Francisco, we're going to get super honest here. When I first worked in San Francisco as a Salesforce administrator, they gave us MacBook Pros, and we used Google Docs and Google Sheets, and everything was automated and streamlined and in the cloud. And I was like, I got to learn Mac. And people before was like, Mac's intimidating. Mac is not intimidating. Windows is just so shitty. I had a coaching client. I coached business entrepreneurs on how to work smarter, not harder with technology and increase their productivity by 10x. So I had a business owner come to me and he's like, look, I want to learn ChatGPT. I was like, awesome. Show me your computer. Let's spend an hour. And all I need is an hour to teach you. He whips out this fucking Windows tablet that's like, I don't need a laptop. I got this dope tablet that is runs Windows, and it's got all this, was it Vio or some shit like that? And he's like, yo, I'm so productive with my Windows laptop. We wasted 2 hours trying to tinker to do the settings to try and get, it was a nightmare. I was like, bro, you just wasted 2 hours dicking around with your Windows tablet thinking you're business savvy, and we haven't even gotten to AI yet. We can't even load AI because you can't. I was like, bro, listen to this podcast because it will change your life as far as how you, because everything you do is technology. Everything in your life is on a computer. Everything to make money and revenue is digital. Yeah, there's the blue collar work, and eventually we're going to get to that stage, but yo, all the big money's online and digital online. Like, get with the times. So that's why this podcast, you spending the last 15 minutes just hanging out with me, I'm going to do this every night because I want to attract an audience of entrepreneurs and business owners who want to learn how to get the most, not even the most. They want to be at the cutting edge of technology and AI and all this cool stuff so that they can turn, like, let's say, like, take Nancy, shout out to Nancy. She took an 8-hour job task that she had to do continuously and cut it down into 4 hours. Or no, it says here, I got the results in 5 minutes. How much is your time worth? How much are they paying you per hour? And how much do you want to be paid per hour? Because learning AI skills, the second I learned how to program, how to do even how to do software programming, saved me 20 hours per week. Then I learned how to use AI. That saved me another 20 hours per week because of, you have to be so, the job market, the business, like market share space is so competitive that you're competing with people like me who could turn an 8-hour job into 1 hour. Like, that is insane. Like, that's why this power of learning technology in these apps is a game changer. I know I'm digressing, but basically, back to our original story. So the IT department's like, no, we don't want to install Python. I'm like, that's stupid. So I love this quote. It's easier to ask for forgiveness than it is for permission. So I was like, fuck asking for permission. I'm going to go get my shit done, learn how to program, and figure out this way around so I don't have to deal with IT, so I don't have to deal with installing software programs, but I want to write a computer program because I know that if I write this computer program, then I'm going to get my time back. Your time is the most valuable commodity in this world. How you spend your time and how you waste your time and how people want to take your time is the most valuable thing ever. So learning technology, learning coding, learning AI gives you back the most time, and it's the highest ROI. It's a skill set that the more, this is the quote I live by. What you learn today will benefit your life tomorrow. So if I spend 1 hour today learning AI, that means I'm going to save 4 hours tomorrow and work smarter, not harder. So that's the insane, these are superpowers. Most people can't accomplish any task where it takes them not only hours and days, but they get stressed, they get burnt out, they get overwhelmed. I don't have any of that. I use the digital tools to my advantage so that I work at 100x productivity rate by working smarter, not harder. We're going to talk about Notion too. You know I'm going to talk about Notion when I talk about second brain stuff. So anyways, AutoHotkey is a software that on Windows you can write powerful programs. So if you work on a Windows computer, a lot of your stuff is data entry, moving data from one thing to another, and you're like, man, I wish I could automate this repetitive job. That's a good opportunity to learn how to code. And AutoHotkey is the easiest. I'm so blessed to learn AutoHotkey because it's so easy to write code. The language, the syntax of it was my first language that I learned how to code. And I automated my entire 8 hour day into an hour. Completely automated it. And I took those other 7 hours and I started learning more programming. I started learning robotics. I continuously kept reinvesting in education, and I always invested learning new tech skills. That's always paid off for me, and I'm so grateful. So when people have it's so grateful. So I digress. So that's AutoHotkey. That's Excel or Sheets, which pretty much learning how to Excel and going from there. Let's see. I don't want to save this. Let's just move this to the trash. Awesome. So if you want to learn how to, I think Python programming is still the most valuable skill set that you want to learn if you want to become a software developer. Get started there. Like, because businesses, regardless of any business, I don't care if the business has one employee or 100 or 200 or 500 employees. Learning how to run Python programs or build your own Python programs, you can what's called streamline workflows or automate. I got in so much trouble at my first job, not my first job, but my first office job, because I would eliminate people's entire job. Like, they're paying this guy or my manager, they're paying my manager close to 90 to 100K a year, and I automated her when she went on vacation and I had to do her work. I was like, I don't want to do your work plus my work. There's not enough hours in the day, but she wants to go on vacation. And I'm like, yo, I gotta learn these productivity hacks. So then I learned AutoHotkey and I automated her entire 100K job with AutoHotkey, in addition to doing my job with AutoHotkey. And I was like, yo, I'm not telling my boss that I could code. Fuck no. Because if you're working 9 to 5, you're getting paid by the hour. So you sandbag the fuck out of that. I'm just sorry. Like, because they're not going to reward you, honestly, for working smarter, not harder. There's a scene from, honestly, if you haven't seen, most people don't know, but there's a great movie, Office Space. There's a scene in Office Space where he's like, look, if I work harder and the company ships an extra couple 5 widgets, I don't get paid extra for those. Like, it's like, nah. And I was like, bro, before that movie came out, I was like, that's the mindset to have. But you have to, back to this whole thing is to eventually come back to learning AI skills. AI and ChatGPT. ChatGPT is just like the most marketed, popular one, but there are better ones out there that are better AI tools, and that's what this wave is about. So that's why on my Instagram today, I posted this chat. I think I could unmute this. Yeah. Let's see. Hold on. How do we unmute? Oh, okay. Here we go. Let me refresh this. You guys need to listen to this because this is talking about the job market. Taking AI seriously, listen to someone. Oh man. I wish I had the actual transcript. Anyways, this dude. This is a talk that's on my blah 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 blah. Let me find this dude. He's super smart. I forgot his name, but he is an AI expert that went into freelance so that he can advocate the dangers of what's coming down the line that people don't know about, that people are sleeping on, that people are taking their time. It's like, yo, this is coming. It's already here, and it's already taking jobs. It's already demolishing businesses. Like, it's taking market share, and it terrifies me because I remember this fear of when the first time when I was like, oh yeah, software is eating the world. And if you don't know how to code, and if you're not in software or tech, you won't be able to survive. You won't be able to grow your income, get that promotion, grow your business. And it already came and gone. So there, as I mentioned, there's 3 waves that have happened within the last, 10 years, 8 years. First wave was software was eating the world. The second wave was working online. Like, once the happened, you had to learn how to use digital tools. everything was online and everyone got overwhelmed. So then the second wave was learning how to manage your digital life. And that's when great people like Tiago Forte, shout out to him, pioneered the concept of what's called the second brain. He says, look, at that time there was a lot of like productivity frameworks that were going around. GTD, for example. I type too fast? GTD. Getting Things Done came out. David Allen. And because the need for this book to came out was because people were overwhelmed in the digital world. There was too much information that the human brain could not consume, digest, and then reinterpret. So the people that were creatives, such as blog writers, such as people that had to create stuff, new novelty, they didn't have a system to work smart. They didn't have a system to organize their projects, their tasks, their documents, and even, their archived brain for past stuff. So then GTD came out, Getting Things Done. Great framework. It's a little like over-engineered for what people were looking for. But look at the system. It's a work-life management system. Before the the special juice that everyone had to take, before that time, like everyone had to shift online. You had to work online and organize your work and task management, project management, all your notes and documents and stuff like that. When people, like, let's put it this way, you didn't survive if you still wrote things on pen and paper. You had to adopt a digital work-life system. Everything was digital. So take a look at my comments, see if anyone's hanging out in the comments. We're live streaming. No one's in the comments. We're just hanging out. It's the first night. So GTD came out where there was a need in the market for people that were like, yo, I'm a white collar entrepreneur, business owner, freelancer, coach, consultant, and I'm overwhelmed. I'm burnt out. I don't have focus. I don't have clarity. I don't have confidence over my work. I can't organize all this information and expect to perform at like an athlete level. So then GTD came out and said, yo, we're going to give you a system, a framework, a new way of thinking for you to organize, both to collect, prioritize, or digest, prioritize, and then to create new work, much like how AI does today, but before AI. And so GTD came out and it was overwhelming. It was great. It was one of the first ones. But then Tiago Forte, shout out to him, took it to the next step, because then software tools started getting better. And then there was tools like Notion, tools like Evernote, tools like OneDrive, Trello, and then Notion came out. Once Notion came out, it was game over. Game over. I was very blessed because at that time when Notion came out, I was a senior Salesforce administrator. So I knew how to build data tables, how to create custom fields, custom columns, how to take a spreadsheet and turn it into a database, and then turn it into a dashboard, and then turn it into automation and business tools for business users to digest and automate and clean and streamline data. Super blessed. Shout out to Salesforce. I wouldn't be where I am without them. Those skill sets, that education. Then Notion came out, and you had to work with tables, databases, which came so naturally. And I was like, oh, this makes so much sense. I could organize my entire life. And I played with it. I built I literally, what Tiago Forte, shout out to him, I built a second brain. Thanks to him. I couldn't afford the course. Unfortunately, his course was expensive. I couldn't afford it. So I figured out, play with the tool. And fundamentally, there's only two lists that a person needs to manage their entire life. There's a list of what I call documents. That's your notes, your files, Everything is in there, that one master list. And second is your task manager. So in order for you to manage micro tasks, regular tasks, and then projects, and then budget your time. So I would complete projects 6 months out to the day. I couldn't do that regularly without a tool to organize all the deliverables and the details and not get overwhelmed. I managed at my old Salesforce job. I'm not boasting about any of this. I'm just telling you what's possible with these tools to instill the inspiration to take learning tech skills seriously, because it would change your life. It alleviates stress. It makes your life so much easier at the end of the day to work smarter, not harder. So I would manage, like 6, 7 departments. I would manage an entire roadmap of deliverables. I would do business analyst, or was it BA? And then I would do the design, the implementation of it, the management, the training, the scope of work, everything for these tools, and unlock unbelievable amounts of productivity for companies because I use these tools. So, Diego Forte. So don't let Notion. I get a lot, because I do business coaching. I get a lot of clients, especially people that take my free seminar. If we go back to here, that attend my free seminar, they're like, yeah, I've heard of Notion, but it was too complex. I'm like, what are you using now? They're like, I'm using Google Docs. And I go, oh, you poor thing. You're probably burnt out and overwhelmed. And I'm not making fun of you in any way. I'm just like, look, I get it. Notion has a high, very difficult learning curve. And there's not many courses out there. And if there were, and the ones I took, they were complex. I get it. It was too overwhelming. They didn't have a system. So that's what I'm looking to change, to help you guys to work smarter, not harder. So let's summarize. Let's get back to AI. We'll talk a little bit about AI. So every Saturday, that's my spiel. Every Saturday, I host a free AI ChatGPT training. I'm so proud. Look at how many groups. I've got 3 groups. I've got New York, LA, San Francisco. Look how many people I have in these groups. New York, 286. San Francisco, 176. LA, 115. LA's been lagging behind. New York's leading. I'm like, yo, people in New York want to learn. They want to learn about AI. They're business owners, freelancers, entrepreneurs. I get a lot of professionals, and are like, how do I get the most out of AI? So that's why I host these workshops. They're free because I learn from you guys. And then I take what I learned and apply it, and then add more content for the next one. So in it, we're going to get nerdy because I want to reward you, and you're taking your time out of your day to listen to this podcast, which if you're listening on YouTube, I am going to show you something cool, because you're going to learn more from my podcasts in an hour than months of binging YouTube. And please God, don't consume TikTok. Don't consume TikTok. It will crush your attention span. So this is a webinar that I host, but this is the most important slide. You guys are going to get this slide because, shout out, you guys better sub to my YouTube channel. I'm telling you, because if you're missing out on all these secrets. So subscribe, please. Okay, let's take a moment. Subscribe to YouTube channel. Put a comment down below so that it boosts for the algorithm, so that we could share and help other people, and so that they can learn and grow together, because it's a community. We're all learning together. All tides lift. Was it all tides lift all boats? Is the quote or something like that? Like, look, let's take the moments. We got pay homage to the algorithm gods. Got to like, got to subscribe, got to put a comment, and then put another comment. Like, we got to do what we got to do to feed the algorithm in order to survive. But check this out. these are the top 19 AI tools. And notice the first one that I put is Notion. Because you could work with AI and ChatGPT and any of these tools, but if you don't have a digital notebook, then you don't have a second brain. You don't have any way to compete against someone who is trained with any of these tools, plus a digital notebook that allows them to manage, even up here, all their documents, notes, and tasks. Then game over. Game over. I'll take someone who's has a digital notebook and they're trained and has all their documents, notes, and tasks managed in that app over anyone who just learns how to use a ChatGPT tool. And so that's where I'm like, yo, you have no idea how much opportunity or how much meat you're leaving on the bone. Start with the digital notebook. Notion's the best. Evernote is horrible. Obsidian is your own preference, honestly. There's many others. Dear God, don't use Google Docs or any other thing that I have not mentioned. Like, learn Notion. It's the best for a reason, and it has a high learning curve. So, because it's like Salesforce, companies get sold on Salesforce, and same thing with Notion. But when they get it, the analogy is like getting a Ferrari shipped to your door super fast. You could do so many cool things, but here's the problem: it comes in pieces, and there's no owner's manual. That's the analogy I would use when I tell people when they buy Salesforce. It's like, look, it's great, but it doesn't come assembled. It's going to take a lot of customization, and you got to build it from scratch, and there's no manual. But when you build it for fast, you can go. Anyways, so these are the top 19 AI tools. I update this every week. We've got stuff from AI assistants, Claude, and ChatGPT. I'm still on the fence, honestly. Let's put it this way, the only difference that you're going to be adopting either one of these: Claude if you're a software developer. If you're not a software developer, ChatGPT. It's pretty much that. That's the way I would use the use case. For example, search engine, Perplexity has been super, super handy, amazing. Image generation, we got Midjourney, Night Cafe. I get a lot of people. Video generation, I had a guy on Thursday, shout out to him, come by. He's like, I want to be a filmmaker. I wrote a book, but I don't want to publish the book because no one reads. And I was like, yo, I know, it's so sad, breaks my heart. So he's like, I want to turn it into a movie trailer using AI. Is that possible? And I was like, dude, you came to the right podcast, the right show, because I'm going to show you. So I showed him a course that he could take where he uses Runway and a bunch of other AI tools, and he could produce his own AI trailer. That's going to be a whole nother episode. I don't want to digress too far. Anyways, we got coding, Claude, GitHub, marketing, Jasper, writing assistant, Grammarly, Quillbot. I'm not sponsored by any of these. I just use the best at the end of the day. One of the guys laughed because he's like, what's a humanizer? And I was like, look, any text that comes out from any of these models is plagiarized. They could put it in an AI detector, and they could tell that you were using AI to write that, especially for college students trying to write their papers or people trying to ship academic papers. Like, shame on you. You still need to humanize it, is the new phrase. So undetectable is one. There's many others. You got to test them out, but they will humanize whatever blog post that you were lazy. I'm going to call you out. You were lazy to research and write on your own. So you use ChatGPT and you're like, yeah, that's good enough. Ship. And then you don't get SEO traffic. Wonder why. Anyways, custom GPTs with no code. That's a whole thing. We'll go into that into a whole nother episode. Spreadsheets. Yo, spreadsheets, I got to add a new one here. Is it Auto AI? Spreadsheets? No. Auto AI spreadsheets. Otter something. Yeah, auto streamline your data. This may be it. I gotta play it. This came out just like today or something. Like, let's see. Is this it? Auto is the tool built with doing work with AI. I think this is it. Yeah. We're going to go into this in another episode, but this just came by my feed today. Every day I learn about a new tool, and I'm like, man, you think this field, look at this, June 28th, it's June 29th. This came out yesterday, this blog post. This industry changes so fast. Every 5 days it's a new game. Like every 5 days, brand new game, new apps, new workflow. All the apps got updated, new features, new UI. Like this industry every 5 days. Come on now. Like, come on now. People can't keep up with the regular news, let alone all the changes in AI and what's applicable, what works, what doesn't work. How do I apply for my job or business? Like, dang, yo. It changes so fast. But let me wind down. We're at 40 minutes. I'm very happy with how this first podcast came out. I just want to hang out with you. Just hang out, just summarize, talk about this show. I'm going to be doing this podcast because not everyone could attend the webinars. I get it. So that's why the YouTube channel, this podcast, I'm going to try to do it every night, probably late at night. It's pretty late already. But just want to get it done so that I can share this, grow my YouTube channel so that you can learn and grow with me together. So let's bring this to a close together because I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy day. I've always wanted to host my own podcast, and you know what? I think this is a good start. So if you're looking, this show is sponsored by Simple Tech Skills, which is my business. We teach business owners, entrepreneurs, freelancers, course creators, marketers how to use AI in their business, how to work smarter, not harder. We have, how many people, like, where's the, what did I say, 337? We have 337 entrepreneurs, business owners, and freelancers. Look at this right here, ChatGPT course. We have 337 people in our course taking it, learning these skills, saving 20 plus hours per week working smarter, not harder. So that's why I want you to get in on this before you can't get that promotion or your business is unable to grow revenue, because you need to take this seriously. AI is coming for your job. AI is coming for your industry. This is happening so fast at a rate that's exponentially fast, where I said every 5 days the game changes. The game's improving. And if you're not up to date, if any of this is new, then that's why you need to join Simple Tech Skills, our sponsor, my business, where I teach you the tech skills so you can work smarter, not harder, so you can stay ahead, get that promotion, get that job, grow your business, turn that side hustle into a full-time job. Look, I've been there. I know where you are. You need to make multiple streams of income in order to survive in this crazy clown world, unfortunately. That's the game, unfortunately. So, links in the bio, ChatGPT, Simple Tech Skills. Go to this website. You can learn. It's a course that where we can even chat. I even chat with everyone too. Shout out to Gaetan. We talked back and forth. Look at Gaetan. He's like, yo, your office hours showed us that report. And I was like, yo, here's that report. He's like, oh my God, thank you. You should talk about this. We chat in our group with everyone, all the entrepreneurs. We chat in real time. Even Nancy, she's like, oh my God, thank you so much. Look at this blog. She took 8 hours into 4 hours. Or, yeah, saved me 4 hours of work. This is no joke, people. Just trying to help you guys out. But thank you so much. So remember, like this video, subscribe. You have to subscribe because I'm doing these podcasts. I'm going to be doing these more often, so give you guys update information about AI, business, tech, all that fun stuff. Click the link in the bio. So join the channel. Click the link in the bio. You'll get the free ChatGPT course. Join there. If you can, attend the meetup groups. The meetup groups are live events. If you sign up for the class, then you'll get an email notification for the events that are going on, which is awesome. So that you could get up to date with, look at these 19 apps that you have to master. ChatGPT isn't the be all end all, and ChatGPT, just learning that one skill alone is not going to save you. So that's why I'm like, yo, take the class. I have more classes in there. I have pretty much what I call the Netflix for AI training, which I'm working on. so that people can learn all the AI skills to stay up to date in the career, business at the end of the day. So, guys, I want to help you guys. So that's the channel. That's the live stream. Just want to hang out for a podcast so we could talk nerdy AI and tech. I won't be on camera. This is just a nice little podcast you could put on while you do chores, or while you clean your room, or do the dishes, or do laundry, or while you're working at the office. Just listen to the podcast and you'll stay ahead. So tune in every night. I'm going to be doing live. And if you're bold, come and chat so we can hang out. Thank you so much. This is the Jonathan Acuna podcast. I hope you have a blessed